France 24's International Affairs Editor Philip Turle is here to discuss more. Philip, we're in the final weeks of Trump's presidency. Where does the Senate race? We've had a sense of it there in that report, but how does it fit into the overall picture?
Well, if you look at what Donald Trump said when he gave his address last night on his arrival in Georgia, it was mostly on, yes, we won these elections and there has been widespread massive fraud. And then he went on to call for voters there to back the two candidates, the two Republican candidates who are running in this runoff poll. And I think that there's a feeling amongst Donald Trump's hardline Republican supporters that the election is still up for grabs somewhere. And the more that Donald Trump says that he won the election, the more they believe there has been massive voter fraud. But if you look down at what has happened since the elections at the beginning of November, 2 months ago, there have been 50 lawsuits which have been filed. None of them have been successful. There's been 3 recounts in Georgia. All of those have come up with the same outcome, i.e. that it was won by the Democrats. And even the Supreme Court has shot down all of Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the election. And the Supreme Court, which is by 6 Supreme Court judges to 3 in favour of the Republican Party. So it's a pretty much lost cause. But because Donald Trump is refusing to accept the result of this election, basically because he can't himself accept losers. This is all about the personality of Donald Trump, the psychological side of him. He is convinced that he can't go out of this election by saying that he lost. So he's going to go out fighting saying he won, because it looks better for him to say he was diddled out of the election result, if you like, by fraudulent means, rather than say, well, look, I did actually lose the election, which is something that he cannot come to terms with.
So always and ever the sense that Donald Trump is capable of the unexpected, the unprecedented, and on the international stage, Philip, we're seeing tensions with Iran. Is he capable? What could possibly happen, if anything at all, in the last weeks of a Donald Trump presidency?
Well, if Donald Trump is still the supreme commander, so if he does order a strike on Iran, which is not illegal or it's not unconstitutional, then the Pentagon will have to go ahead and do it. The big question is he going to do this before the 20th of January when he leaves the White House? And there have been efforts and rumours that Donald Trump wanted to strike against Iran after he lost the election back in November. And it was only the efforts of Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, and Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State, who went in to personally talk to Donald Trump to say, no, you shouldn't do this because this is going to have widespread fallout in US relations and cause a lot of damage in the Middle East, that he didn't do it. But the temptation, I think, is still there for Donald Trump to do something. And there has been a worrying move this week, which is rumours coming out of Iran itself. You have to take this, I think, in the context, but the Iranian Foreign Minister, Mohammad Javad Zarif, has claimed that Israeli agents are planning to attack US forces in Iraq, and that is going to give Donald Trump the excuse that he needs to go in and launch an attack. And of course, this hasn't been helped either by the fact that Iran has announced that it's carrying on its enrichment program of uranium because Donald Trump pull the United States out of the Iranian nuclear accord. So that could be another reason that Donald Trump would want to strike Iran before he leaves office. The whole question here is he going to do it or not? Is he going to be persuaded not to do it? Or does he want to cause so much damage for his successor, Joe Biden, that he's going to go ahead and do that anyway, because that will be a way of him literally going out with a bang, if you like.
Domestic considerations possibly informing those decisions on the international stage. Thank you for that, Philip Turle.